Now, recently, Ted Cruz got caught liking a porn video on Twitter, and we had a little bit of fun with it. Now, we also, in the midst of said fun, pointed out the hypocrisy on his part for defending a law that would ban sex toys and essentially masturbation. Now, of course, he decided to blame this like on his Twitter account on a poor, unnamed staff member. Yes, it was a staff, all right. History is filled with men getting in trouble due to the actions of their staff. But anyway, now we have a new politician that was also caught wanking it to Twitter porn. But of course, unlike the Ted Cruz case, this is actually not incest porn, and the hypocrisy is even more delicious. Now, this is Florida State Representative Ross Spano. Now, Spano is a Republican. He's a big, very much a family friend, a family values kind of guy, right? I mean, look, you take a look at his Twitter account. For the most part, he loves FSU football clips. That's his alma mater. He also posts a lot of Bible verses and really hates Islam because, hey, it takes away your freedom, right? However, that same Twitter account back in January also happened to liked a tweet from an account named The Goddess Lesbian. Oh, that's very interesting. Now, that tweet featured a video clip from adult entertainment company Reality Kings. Now, the 17-second clip, which I can't show you here, it shows two women engaging in some rather fun and interesting sexual acts. I do have an image of that tweet that is not NSFW, so it's okay. Let me show you that here. Oh, that's interesting. So that's his Twitter account. Expert on oral sex, and it's got all these different people tagged. That's fun. Well, look, no problem there, right? Sure, it seems a little strange that a very pro-family Christian guy would openly like a lesbian porn video and then happen to leave that like up there for 9 months. But hey, whatever. But look, let's be honest with you guys, okay? And a lot of you brought this up after the Ted Cruz thing. We know a lot of people in the Bible Belt love porn. They love their porn. In fact, there was a recent study published in the Journal of Sex Research that found that the biggest consumers of porn in America are, supposed to be a drum roll, evangelical Protestants. Those are people who believe in God, attend church very often, and in a lot of cases take the Bible very literally. Now, that is super ironic. Now, I don't care if you spank it or rub it or do whatever you want to. Hey, man, have a good time. Do you, boo, right? However, I do care when you do things like this. According to the Orlando Weekly, Spanos recently filed a bill called H.R. 157. Now, H.R. 157 would basically declare pornography as a public health crisis. Oops. I think somebody is feeling just a little bit guilty for spanking the monkey. Now, Spanos' bill claims that no, there's a good reason for declaring porn a health crisis because it is, quote, contributing to the hypersexualization of children and teens because it serves as their main source of education regarding human sexuality. Well, hey, man, maybe that wouldn't be the case if, I don't know, schools were able to teach comprehensive sex education, which has been proven to lower teen pregnancy and STD rates and help kids make smarter decisions in their sexuality instead of being completely clueless and just, doing what they're doing, which can be very disastrous on the teens and the families. Now, the bill also says that it promotes kids developing low self-esteem, eating disorders, and a desire to engage in dangerous sexual behavior. It says recent research indicates that pornography is potentially biologically addictive, resulting in the user consuming increasingly more shocking material to satisfy the addiction. And finally continues, or finally says, pornography has a detrimental effect on families and is linked to a reluctance to enter into marriage, dissatisfaction in marriage, and marital infidelity. Now, all these different claims, that's what the bill says, are demonstrably false, verifiably false. Okay, there's literally no research that corroborates the claims in this bill. But again, here we're dealing with a religious fundamentalist, and of course they don't believe in things like facts and research. But moreover to the point, this guy feels super, super guilty. Look, the guy watches some lesbians do their thing, right? He gets off, and then he's like, oh, I feel really, really bad because I'm taught from my religion that I shouldn't be able to do this. And so he overreacts and calls porn a health crisis. I mean, hey, guys, porn is super addicting. I mean, I'm not addicted to it, but other people are, and I'm gonna help them get away with it. With get away from this deliciously naughty porn that I absolutely hate. Hey, where's my smartphone? I gotta get on the Twitter machine and look up some look up some tweets. I'm just gonna look up some tweets, do some research. Come on, man. Nobody would believe that. And look, furthermore, nobody cares. If you look at porn, you're an adult. Do whatever. But also, remember that this is not a health crisis, okay? It is perfectly normal to want to look at naked people. It's also normal to go to work on yourself, okay? And maybe you could find better sources of porn than just Twitter. But hey, at least, again, it wasn't Ted Cruz's incest porn. But my whole point is, while it's very normal to be a sexual human being, it is not normal to try to ban people from looking at other naked human beings. Okay, don't get in our business. We're not going to get in yours. Just because you're repressed does not mean that we have to be repressed. Now, of course, Spano makes a statement on this. He says, quote, obviously, I have a long social media history on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram since I was first elected in 2012. I was kind of worried that he was going to say he had a long something else, but never mind. He said, with a thorough examination of my accounts, I'm sure it was very, very thorough when you went back and found that tweet. He said, it will be easy to see that this is not my doing. I have since gone back, once notified, and I rectified the problem. I'm sure you did. And now I'm looking into how it occurred in the first place. Perhaps it was some late night viewing and you pressed the wrong button. Expect it. He's going to be like, as a staff member. Or, oh, I was hacked. What can I do? I went back and I unliked it. And it took me like 5 minutes to unlike it. But I unliked it. Now, he continues. In addition, referencing my prior statement, I don't believe any of this takes the focus off the fact, again, not a fact, that there is direct correlation between pornography and a host of societal problems, including human trafficking, exploitation of children, sex slavery, and domestic violence. No, here's the thing, right? There's actually a correlation away from that. See, if you allow people to have some sexual freedom, you have less of those problems. But the more strict and the more repressed people are, the more you're going to have these kinds of problems. Look, for example, let's talk about Iran, right? This guy hates Muslim countries. Okay, well, look, in Muslim countries, you have very, very, very strict draconian rules, right? So, you know, they banned premarital sex and they banned pornography. And, well, what happened there? What happened? Well, people didn't stop looking at porn. People didn't stop having sex. All that stuff, it just went underground, right? You know, it's been reported before that people get together in secret in secret areas and have like massive giant pool orgies. Now, that's actually super dangerous for several reasons, of course. The safety issue. And not only that, but if you get caught by the police, that's a death sentence. So if the cops know, you're dead. You can be charged for adultery and be murdered by the state. Now, look, we're nowhere near that, of course. But boy, that's quite the slippery slope when you start trying to ban sexuality or expressions of sexuality or even pornography. Okay. So, I mean, again, we're not even near close to that. But that is the eventual logical conclusion when you start putting fundamentalists in power who believe in these kinds of things. So anyway, as much fun as we're having with these people who are obvious hypocrites, we do have to remember that we are putting these kinds of people in power, and that their own insecurities can have a huge, huge impact on both our laws and our lives. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.